So what's going on, everybody? It's JediKing98 here, and today I'm going to be walking you guys step by step through the Rave in the Redwoods Easter egg Locksmith, which is the Infinite Warfare Zombies DLC 1 map. So this guide is going to be walking you guys through step by step through the Easter egg. Every single step is going to be in detail so that you guys will know exactly what you have to do for this. I'll kind of give you guys tips and hints along the way to kind of tell you this is a good weapon to use here, or this is a couple good things here that can help you get through these steps if you guys are struggling, because this is a very simple Easter egg, but it can be a little bit difficult towards the end of it with the boss fight and some of the steps before that. So before we jump into this guide, I want to give a huge shout out to my main man Lunatic, because he is an awesome dude, and without him and my other friend Bath, we would not have been able to complete this Easter egg second in the world, which is absolutely insane. We completed it in about 6.5 hours after it launched, which is just crazy that it was that fast. But without those two, as well as some people in chat that were giving us tips and hints along the way, we definitely would have not been able to do this. So I have to give a huge shout out to everybody that was involved with the stream that I did for this second in the world. Links for Luna will be down in the description down below, so you guys can check out his channel, because he is also a zombies YouTuber and he does a lot of awesome content, and you guys should definitely check him out. Also, one other side note that I want to make here is that in this guide, the crossbow, the Vlad crossbow, as well as the 4 elemental upgrade crossbows will not be featured in this guide at all. They are not required for the Easter egg. You do not have to make them. You do not have to upgrade the crossbow, get the crossbow, any of that. It's not required for this Easter egg, so it will not be included in this guide. However, I will be providing links down in the description below for you guys to check out both my Vlad unlock video as well as the 4 elemental crossbows, so you can kind of pick which one you want to use, because they definitely do help, and while they are not required, they are going to help you so much throughout this Easter egg with the boss fight and everything involved. So I highly recommend building them, but if you want to go in without them, you don't have to do that. So that's why I'm not including them in this guide, but you can find them on my channel in the links down in the description down below. So anyway, without further ado, I present to you my Rave in the Redwoods Easter egg guide. Alright, so for a couple of prerequisites for this Easter egg, you are going to need to know how to turn on power in this map, which is found, the generator switch is found in the mine all the way at the bottom of the map, underneath the spawn room. And you probably know how to turn power on. It's a very simple process. You just have to open a bunch of doors. It's very easy to do. I'm not going to detail it too much in this guide, as well as you are going to need to know how to build the boat. If you want a more detailed guide of how to build the boat, you can check out my crossbow video where I actually talk about that in there. But once again, I'm assuming that you probably know how to build the boat, because we are just going over the main Easter egg steps here. So if you do want a quick rundown of the parts, the first piece is going to be found in the mess hall, the second piece is going to be found in the tough enough area, and the third piece is going to be found in the recreation area of the map. So that's where you find the 3 pieces. And now that you've got power on, as well as you have the boat built, the boat pieces I should say, now you can head down to the docks, and you want to go ahead and hold square on the boat to travel by boat to Turtle Island. So once we go ahead and reach Turtle Island, it's a slow, painful process to get over here. The boat moves so slow, it is incredibly slow. But once you are finally over here after your long boat ride, we're going to go up to the cabin up top here, and we're going to go ahead and talk to Kevin Smith. It's going to have a prompt that says hold square to talk to Kevin Smith. He's not actually there, but you do get to talk to him and hear a couple quotes by him. So now that you've gone ahead and talked to Kevin Smith, the first picture that we need to find is going to go ahead and spawn in. So we can go ahead and zip line back to the camp and find the first picture behind the Burning Man in the recreation area. It's going to be right here, right next to the Karma 45 wall weapon, I believe that's sitting there on the ground. So we can go ahead and pick this up. This picture will only spawn in once you have talked to Kevin Smith. You cannot get this picture beforehand. You have to go to the island and talk to Kevin Smith for the first time to make this picture spawn into the map. So you go ahead and pick up this picture right here, and now we need to go ahead and perform a ritual with this picture. So we are going to take this first picture to the large bonfire area with the eagle statues. That's kind of like right outside of spawn, as you go out there past the place where you get up in atoms. So now if you are playing in a multiplayer game, all players in your game are going to have to come over here and hold the action button at the same time where it is prompted on the screen, as you're going to see right here. If you are just one person and you hold it, it's just going to have a couple ritual sigils pop up, and it's not going to do anything. If you're playing on solo, you're just going to need to do this once with your one person, but if you're playing with multiple people, everybody has to be over here to activate this at the same time, so that one person can't just come over here and activate this and then have it be going on while people are off doing something else. So you go ahead and start up this ritual area, and basically what we need to do with these ritual areas is we need to get kills at in a certain specific way. You're going to see these hands pop out of the ground in a circle, and you need to kind of get the kills around this circle. It doesn't have to be exactly in the circle. You don't have to be exactly in the circle. The zombies don't have to be in the circle, but you have to be kind of close to the circle, and you're going to see the souls are going to be going into the circle, the little light blue souls. And what we need to do for this first ritual here is we need to actually shoot the arms off the zombies and kill them in that way. So this is going to allow us to collect souls for the first one only if you are shooting off the the arms and killing the zombies in that way. Their souls are going to be collected in there. Now, if you do fail this thing, there is on a timer. So if you go too long without collecting enough souls, or if you just don't kill any zombies whatsoever, you are going to get a nuke that's going to go off, and it's going to cause a failure to happen. And there is a little bit of a catch to this. Every time that you fail, you are going to lose your most recent perk that you purchased. So if you have a perk set up like Jug, Quick Revive, and Double Tap, and you fail this thing, you're losing Double Tap. You fail it a second time, you're losing Quick Revive. You fail it a third time, you're losing Juggernog. And there you go, you've lost all your perks right there because you failed this. Now you can redo these things immediately. You do not have to wait around, you do not have to go re-pick up the picture. If you fail, you can just start right back over, place the picture back down, and start all over again. And it's very simple like that. Now, if you do succeed in winning this, you are going to see a glowing orb on the ground, and you're going to go ahead and press the interaction button, whatever it is, square, F, X, whatever. You're going to go ahead and press the button, and it's going to cause a slasher to actually spawn in. Now, you want to wait until the Rave lights go away, and he is in his human form in real life. And now that he is in the real form, you can actually go ahead and damage and kill the slasher. Now, gas grenades are going to be fantastic for this guy. If you actually throw 2 gas grenades, you can actually just insta-kill him right there. They kill him instantly, and it's fantastic. And you get a max ammo for killing this slasher, so you might as well just waste your gas grenades if you have them, because you're just going to get refilled back on them after you kill him. So great strategy right there to go ahead and just use those gas grenades once he spawns in the real world out of Rave mode. And there you go. Then you're going to see the picture, it's glowing, and you can go ahead and pick that back up. So fantastic. We've got the first ritual done. Now we need to go back to Kevin and talk to him again, and we're going to get another quote from him, and it's very simple like that. And we are going to go ahead and zip line back and find the second picture, which we're going to find in the Tough Enough room. It's going to be right here by these bunk beds, right where you enter into the room on the right side of the doorway as soon as you enter in. So fantastic. We've got the second picture right there, and we need to go to the recreation area to start the second ritual. Now the second ritual is a little bit different from the first ritual. Instead of shooting off zombie arms, we're going to be shooting off zombies' legs. You actually need to specifically make them crawlers instead of just shooting their legs off. So they need to be made crawlers. Once again, gas grenades are your friend, because gas grenades turn zombies into crawlers and then kill them afterwards. So it's fantastic because it's basically, you can group up a whole horde of zombies, throw a gas grenade, and they'll all be turned into crawlers, and you'll get this done super quickly. It's very easy to do. Or you could just, get an explosive weapon and save your gas grenades for the slasher if you want to do it that way. Either way works. Whatever you can do to make crawlers and actually kill them. And there you go. Do the same thing, kill the slasher, and then get your second picture right there. Now we're going to do the same process, go back to Kevin, talk to him, and then now we're going to go ahead and go into the mine in the power room, and we're going to go ahead and pick this skull up here with these bones. It's like in this little sink area next to the magic wheel here. We're going to pick this skull up here. Now we have all 3 pieces that we need, but we still have to perform one last ritual with this skull. So we need to go ahead and take this skull to the docks area, and you're going to see right here on the docks area, kind of near the lake section, where we have that magic wheel out on that little pier out there. There's going to be a spot right here where we can place the skull down and start up the ritual. Same thing as always, have all players there to press the action button and activate this. And now the trick to this one is that you have to get headshots this time. So instead of the crawlers, instead of the arms, you actually have to get headshots. This is definitely the easiest of them all. It's very simple to do this one because you just kind of aim for headshots. Having a weapon like an NV4 very much helps you out here. Anytime of the assault rifles, even some of the SMGs will be nice for this one, but I highly recommend an assault rifle. Helps a lot here. It's fantastic to have. And then, of course, you might want to have a crossbow as a backup type of weapon. So there you go. You finish that off. You go ahead and kill the slasher, and then you get the skull back. Now you have all 3 items, and you completed all 3 rituals. And now we have one more little step we have to do before we can actually go into the boss fight. And what you have to do is you have to go back down to the power room, and you're going to see these yellow lights on the walls, or these emergency lights, I guess. They're not yellow yet, but they will be yellow soon. And what we need to do is we're actually going to see little circles below them that are kind of giving us indication that, hey, you can do something here. You should press this button. So you need to have all players in your game actually activate each one button at the same time. It doesn't matter which one it is, just as long as each player is assigned to a button. So if you're playing solo, you just have to activate 1. If you're playing 2-player, you have to activate 2, and so forth. And you have to activate these buttons at the same time, and then they will light up, and Kevin will give you a quote, and that's how you know that you have actually completed this step. And now, once you've done that, you are ready to go into the boss fight. So prepare yourself, get what you need. You actually want to make sure that before you start this step, you have done all your pack-a-punching, your double pack-a-punching, whatever it is that you need to do over at Turtle Island, because as soon as you hop on that boat, that boss fight is going to start, and you will not be able to pack-a-punch or double pack-punch anymore. So make sure that you guys get your pack-a-punch weapons and whatever else you need from Turtle Island as soon as you finish that 3rd ritual, before you actually start the light step in the power room, because you will not be able to do it after that. You're locked into the boss fight at that point once you go to Turtle Island. So you got all your preparations, you've got everything that you need. Hop on the boat, and we're going to have a little cutscene that's going to go ahead and play here with Kevin Smith. So let's go ahead and watch this thing real quick, and then we'll hop into the boss fight and how we're going to handle this thing.
I didn't just press square. It just put me on the boat.
What is that blue thing out there? That's probably the
Somebody's
dude.
gonna come off the water right
That's
now.
probably the dude.
Wait, where's Jay?
Where's Jay?
What the?
I have no bow ammo,
Have some ammo.
Wait.
so please do.
Jay.
Once we land, yes.
Let's go, boys.
We might get a max ammo for
Come on,
just
Kevin.
the boss fight.
No.
Like,
No,
space
no,
on
this
room.
has got to be a fucking mistake. I didn't kill
we
him.
have flash?
I couldn't have killed him.
What you doing there, man?
Jay, man. Jay, I just gotta get out of here.
This is the boss fight, so I have no idea what.
I gotta find
PK
Jay.
says don't get smashed,
Jay!
it's an insta-kill.
I'm not surprised by that.
Oh, ah!
Okay, bye.
Bye, Calvin. I love
Oh no. Oh no. That's him.
Yo, what is that
Oh,
thing?
This
what?
is ping pong on
What the
crack.
fuck is going on?
Yo, this is the
Alright, so that cutscene was a little cool right there. We saw Kevin kind of fall out of the water, and he actually turns into the big mega slasher here, which is the guy we gotta fight. We've got this awesome dude. He's got like these saw blades on his arms, and he's got just like the chains around his wrists and everything, and he is just freaking out, and he's got that massive welding helmet, and he is just scary beyond belief. And in the Rave mode, it is fantastic here. And this boss fight is very interesting. I actually think this is a very unique boss fight. I like this boss fight a lot. It's a little repetitive, but it is very fun to do. It's kind of very cycle based. So there's 3 cycles of 4 phases in this boss fight. And one thing to note here with this boss fight is that there is going to be a max ammo that will spawn every time at the blocked off cabin steps. They've blocked off the cabin steps so you can't go up into the cabin, but right below there, you're actually going to see a little max ammo spawn there. These are an infinite spawning max ammos. These max ammos will never run out, and they are on a periodic timer for when they will come back. So once you grab it, then the timer starts counting down, and eventually it's going to come back. So don't worry about running out of ammo. You don't have to worry about that. I had a little bit of a scare with that. We were actually on the last phase of the boss, and I thought we had run out of ammo. We were going to have to restart it, and then that max ammo came in clutch. It just showed up out of nowhere, and it was fantastic. So don't reset if you run out of ammo or anything. That max ammo will spawn back in. Just give it some time. So let's go ahead and detail the phases of the slasher boss right here. So there are, like I said, there's 3 cycles you have to go through. So you kind of have to repeat these 4 phases 3 separate times. So the very first phase that we're going to go over is the glowing orbs phase, and there's going to be 4, I believe it's 4 or 5 glowing orbs on the ground. I think it's only 4. There's 4 glowing orbs on the ground surrounding Turtle Island here, and what's going to happen is you're going to start killing zombies, and souls are going to be fed into these orbs, and they're going to start rising up out of the ground, and you'll see there's a blue light underneath them. It's very faint, and it's going to start rising, and it's going to start getting brighter and brighter, that blue light. And what your mission here to do is to actually fill up enough souls so that these orbs get all the way into the sky, and you get the strongest, the most brightest blue light coming out of the bottom of them. You'll know when you have the brightest light, so you'll know when you're done there. However, the trick here is that when you are done with one, that does not mean it is locked in stone and it is all the way up there and it will stay up there the whole time. These things are going to periodically and slowly move back down towards the ground if you walk away from them for too long, or if you don't feed them enough souls every so often. So you kind of have to alternate between different ones like we had to do here. It was only 3 of us here, so we were kind of stuck alternating between here. If you've got 4 players, it's going to be a lot easier, but if you are playing solo, you're going to have to like fill one up all the way up and then start working on the second one, but then kind of go back to the first one a little bit, so that way you can keep its level up while you're filling up the other one. So that's kind of the strategy that I like to use there for this one. So once they go ahead and fill all the way up, that phase is going to be done, and you'll know that because the orbs are going to completely disappear from the map, and they're going to go into one big ritual circle, and this is going to begin the second phase of the boss fight here. So now we've got this ritual circle in the middle of the island right here for our first phase. So we need to go ahead and actually lead the slasher into the ritual circle, and it will reveal a glowing spot on his body when he's inside of the circle. So you're going to see it's going to be blue when he's outside the circle, and as he walks into the circle, it's going to turn red. And now we didn't understand this our first time playing through, so we were just kind of like shooting him randomly as he walked into the circle every time. And eventually we figured out that, hey, there's this glowing spot on his body, and as soon as you shoot that thing immediately, that glowing spot, shoot it with like a gun or something. I definitely recommend bringing an assault rifle type of weapon or an LMG in here. Just shoot it a couple times with that LMG or that assault rifle, and bam, It's just instantly going to take him down, and it's going to take you out of Rave mode for the third phase of the fight. So now you're going to have the slasher chasing you along with zombies in this third phase of the fight, and your goal here is to actually shoot these sigils off of the slasher's body. There's these purple sigils that are going to constantly appear on his body and then kind of disappear and then come back, and you need to go ahead and shoot these sigils. You're going to see like a red flame coming out of them when you're shooting them enough times, and then it's going to disappear and it'll move on to another spot of the body, and that's how you know you kind of got that one and you're moving on to the next one here. So once you've done all of that, I highly recommend taking out all the zombies, because you actually can get the zombies to stop spawning if you kill enough of them, so which is great there. It's fantastic if you just do that. That way you don't have to deal with any zombies in this fight, and it's just you and the slasher, because he does deal a lot of damage, and if he steps on you and you don't have Jug, that's an instant death right there. So you got to be very careful with this guy, because he has very high attack power here. So once you go ahead and shoot all the sigils out there, he's going to get worn out. He's going to kind of get like thrown aback, and he's going to just like be tired and everything. And now for the fourth phase, which is very simple, very easy to do, all you're going to have to do is find this green circle, and it's going to be glowing and green, and there's going to be fire all around everywhere else in the island. All you got to do is stand inside of that green circle and defend yourselves against some skeletons while the slasher climbs up to the top of the cabin and destroys one of the dream catchers up there. So there's 3 dream catchers up there, which actually signifies the 3 phases of the fight, the 3 cycles that we have to go through, and now you just have to repeat these cycles over and over again until all of those dream catchers above the cabin are completely gone there. So the second phase and the second cycle and the third cycle are slightly a little bit different, just because they put some of those blue invisible walls in the area around the map, around Turtle Island. In the second phase, you get a couple of blue walls around the area, and in the third phase, you get even more blue walls when you're filling up the orbs, and in a couple other steps as well. So you just kind of got to be careful of that. Just kind of go around them. It just makes things a little bit difficult, but other than that, it's basically the exact same fight. You're just doing the same thing, filling the orbs, and then shooting him when he's in the ritual circle, and then shooting the sigils off of his body, and then staying in the green circle and defending until it goes away. So very simple to do right there. And then the final part of this boss fight, once you get past the final cycle of all of the phases and everything, you're finally done, all the dream catchers are done, the slasher is going to be at his weakest point. His armor is going to be completely gone, and all you got to do is just wail on him. Just keep shooting him with everything that you've got, your guns, your crossbows, whatever it is that you are using, your weapons, your gas grenades, anything like that, any explosives that you have, just keep wailing on him. Just shoot everything that you've got into him, and eventually this guy is going to go down. He's going to sink into the ground, and he's going to drop the soul key on the ground right there where he died. You're going to see it. It's going to be in a little puff of smoke right there. As you can see, we pick this thing up, and it's going to trigger the ending cutscene, which I am going to provide for you guys in this video so you guys can watch that. But I want to thank you guys so very much for watching this. That is my guide for the Rave in the Redwoods Easter egg that provides everything that you guys will need to know. Like I said, the crossbow and the elemental crossbows will be down in the description down below, so you guys can check those out, as well as a kind of a more detailed guide of how to build the boat that can be found in my crossbow guide as well, the original crossbow guide. And other than that, that's about it for this guide. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you want to see more of my zombies content. This is going to be one of the first Easter egg guides that you guys will see on YouTube. I hope this was as detailed as I can get here. I hope that you guys will understand this, and I really want you guys to be able to beat this Easter egg, and I really want you guys to be able to take this information and actually help you beat this one. If you're struggling with it or whatever, if you don't even know what to do, I hope this helped you greatly. Share this around with your friends if you think they're struggling with the Easter egg too, or you guys want to complete it as a team and you're like, hey, check this video out, this is a good guide and everything like that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of the cutscene here, the end cutscene, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.
We did it! Did what exactly? We're still not back in the damn theater.
Where the hell are we now?
I think we about to get a whole lot more funky.